How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to show you a brand new unboxing of the one and only Nike Zoom Alphafly Next % shoe. That's right, last week Nike did another drop on this shoe. I was able to pick it up on Nike.com. The shoes finally came in today, so I want to share with you all a little unboxing before I put them on my feet and hit the streets with it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the Nike Air Zoom Alphafly Next % shoe, man, I was so stoked to finally get this shoe. I've been checking it out. Resale prices are through the roof. So I was super stoked when Nike decided to drop it again on their website, Nike.com. I got the text alert about 4 minutes prior to it launching, and then sure enough, tried my luck and I hit. And then today, due to the holiday weekend, the shoes finally came in. So the shoe itself, man, first initial thoughts on the shoe is how lightweight the shoe is. I know they talked about it's going to be lightweight, but man, a shoe like this, especially with the size and the foam, my assumption that was going to be a little bit heavier. Right now I'm currently running in the Pegasus 37 shoe, and granted the shoe does feel light when I wear that one, but now in comparison to the Alphafly Next %, that shoe doesn't even compare in terms of size and weight. So that's by far the most noticeable thing that really stood out to me when I picked up the shoe and held it in my hand for the first time. Another thing that definitely stood out, and I think it stood out to the world, is just how big the Zoom X foam really is on this shoe. Now, I'm hoping that it feels as good as it's supposed to. As you can tell, a lot of people, they're not necessarily a fan of the size of it, especially when it comes to this colorway. Having the bright green makes it really pop and you can really see the size. But I'm hoping it does have the positive effect that it's supposed to once I get them on my feet and head out on a run. I will say this, I'm a little thrown off a bit because the shoe itself, when it comes to the foam, is very dented, almost like it's been worn previously. Now when I look at the bottom of the shoe, it doesn't look like it's been worn at all, but typically with Nike shoes on the side, and it happened with my Turbo X and sometimes with the Pegasus, normally it's pretty smooth when you first get the shoe, and then once you start wearing it and running in it, that's when you start to see these creases and it does smash down. So I'm not too sure if I have a shoe that's completely dead stock or if it is a shoe that's been tried on before. I know this with this new Zoom X foam, it's possible that that's just how it is. With these new ones, I haven't really seen on the web enough people that are posting pictures that haven't been running in it. So for us runners, obviously we are running in the shoe, so I expect to see some of these things. But I'm a little taken back, especially considering the price that was paid for the shoe, to get a shoe that was potentially worn by someone else or at least tried on. And maybe that's just the testing or whatnot. But other than that, you know, everything else seems to check out pretty well on it. The next big thing that really stood out to me is the Atom knit. So when I looked at the color code of the shoe box, and when I bought it, it did talk about a hint of blue, which originally I thought was going to be on the inside here, because you can noticeably see in the heel that it's got the extra pad that is blue. But as I've shined the light on this a little bit, what appears to be all black definitely has a lot of blue tint within the Atom knit. So that is something that I thought was kind of cool. Obviously, you know, you can see through it pretty well. So that is something that definitely stood out to me with the Atom knit, is that you can see through it extremely well. I have not put my foot in the shoe yet, so I'm not too sure what it's like getting the foot into it. That's something that I do plan on doing later tonight or potentially tomorrow, sometime this week. You know, just in traditional Nike fashion on the tongue, it does have the name of the shoe, the Nike Air Zoom Alphafly Next percent. It does got the little heel tab to get your foot on the heel. The fiber plate on the bottom definitely stands out when you tap that. So that is something that is definitely noticeable. And who could forget the Zoom AirPods on the side here? Something that sticks out tremendously. So in hand, again, the shoe feels amazingly light. It does seem a little bulky, but at the same time, for me, I don't mind. Like, I'm in love with the design of the shoe. I love how they have the green swoosh that does come out on top of it. On my shoe, again, this one, it does have a green paint splash that does not come off on the shoe. So a little bit of a defect there, which again, you know, it's always rough to see when you're shelling out this kind of a money for a shoe to potentially get a shoe that has defects, because the odds of sending them back in and getting a shoe replaced that's as rare as these are not really in my favor. So it's definitely something I don't mind, I'll just deal with. But, you know, little things here and there that I do notice as I examine the shoe, along with some of the Atom knit on the side seems to be snagged a little bit. So again, you know, is what it is. But I am excited to get out and give this shoe a rundown, see what it feels like on foot, if it lives up to the hype. I've been enjoying seeing some of the other videos of what runners have had to say about it, so I'm excited to try it out for myself, to see if it's worth everyday common runners like myself, if it is worth getting a shoe of this caliber, or if it is better to just wait for the Tempo Next percent that's supposed to come out sometimes this summer. That is going to be more of a everyday use versus perhaps a competitive use that the Alphafly Next percent is supposed to have. So with that being said, I'm super excited. Also, I'm pretty excited about this video. It's the first time I've got a chance to shoot on my new Sony Alpha. I won a YouTube comment contest from Sunny, and I'll link her down in the description below. But she had a contest for new YouTubers to where you write in, and whoever won, she gifted a brand new camera. So this is the camera that she uses for her channel. It shoots in 4K, so it is a little bit different than my other camera, but it's the first one I got to do. I had a chance to film a video with, so I'm super excited, even though I'm learning some of the features and functionality. But I did want to give a huge shout out to Sunny, just to say thank you so much for your generosity. If you haven't checked out her channel, please go do so. She's very big on helping people discover their brand and be successful on YouTube if that's something you're looking to do, and just how to grow yourself and your brand and your business. So a lot of good things going on there. So that's all I got for today. What I'm gonna do is hit the streets in this, give it a few test runs just to see what it's like, to see what it feels like, and then I'll be back to share a performance review video to see, so that you guys can see what my initial thoughts were on the shoe, getting some runs in them, and then how it stacks up to some current running shoes that I'm running in, such as the Pegasus 37, the Pegasus 36 Shield, are the few that I'm rotating through right now, along with the Wild Horse 5. Being in Arizona, there's a lot of trails out here, even though it's getting a little bit too hot to hit the trails. But those are the shoes I'm rotating through right now. I'm excited to throw this one into the mix. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you soon.